Hi everyone, and welcome to what is probably going to be a very short episode of Knitknacker Natters. I'm Fatima and I'm the host of this crafting podcast where I talk about knitting, crochet and occasionally other fibre art crafts or other crafts in general. So for those of you who are returning viewers and who know me, I am usually coming to you from sunny Singapore. I am actually not this time around, as you can probably tell from the setup. I'm in London, I'm visiting my folks, and so yeah, today is Friday, I think it's the 17th. The 17th of February, and it is the second month of the Wonders of the World, Cal, and at the moment we're in Africa. Africa is being hosted by Sally Jane of the Pink Hair Girl podcast. And bless Sally Jane, she is currently moving. So she's doing a really great job of kind of hosting the Cal for this month. Do go and check her out. Okay, where can you find me? I'm on Ravelry and Instagram. I'm Knitknacker on both. I also have a blog called knitknackercrafts.com. It's where you can find, well, it's a blog, but it's based on my website, which is predominantly about tech editing, because that's something I do on the side at the moment. For those of you who are new, I am a doctor by profession, but currently a stay-at-home mum. So that's me in a nutshell. I wanted to say a huge welcome to everyone who's joining us today. I know there's been a rise in subscribers for the podcast, and I think that's predominantly due to the Cal, and thanks to Grace and Sally Jane for kind of pointing you guys in this direction. I'm going to be hosting Asia next month. This trip kind of has put things a little bit off kilter because it was initially supposed to be in Feb and I would be back in Singapore in March, but unfortunately for various reasons that's not going to be the case. So I am going to be hosting WOW Asia 2017, but I'm going to be doing it from London. But I hope you guys will still join me, and I hope I'm going to have some interesting content to help you guys discover the wonders of Asia and the fibre art scene. Okay, so like I said, it's going to be quick. I've had a very busy few weeks / month. Not a lot of crafting has been done, but I wanted to share what I have been up to, and I also just wanted to say hi to everyone because I've missed you all terribly, but unfortunately life gets in the way, so that's what's been going on at present. So let's start off with an FO, and I have one. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you might have noticed that I posted a picture of this. This is a test knit that I did for Mina Phillip of the Knitting Expat podcast. It's the little nugget cardigan. I did it in the 12 to 18 months size. Initially it was going to be for one of my nieces, but I love the colourway so much that I decided to keep it for my son. It's in Malabrigo sock in the Mate colourway. And I'm totally in love. That's not a bad representation. I love it so much that I got a skein of the Malabrigo Rios in the same colourway, but it's completely different. It's got tons of green in it and turquoise, but I'll show you that when I'm back in Singapore because that's where it is. This was a very quick knit once I got time to actually do it. It's knit on 3.75mm and 3.25mm needles. And she gave us the option of doing some kind of a textured body, but because I just didn't have time, I've done it in stockinette. And yeah, it was a very fun and easy project to do, and actually quite quick. When I think about it in terms of timing, I cast it on when she sent me the pattern, but I probably didn't knit any of it, bar kind of the beginnings of the yoke, until kind of coming up to the deadline. And actually, if you've got a couple of days, you could, and plenty of knitting time, you can probably bang it out. So it's quite a good one. So yes, I also have a half finished object. So I think last time round I'd been chatting about my vanilla socks that I'm doing on 9-inch circulars. And here they are. Well, here's the half finished object. It's one sock. If I can show this to you. You see that? Can you see the yarn? It's kind of got speckling in the middle of the cream section. And this was really fun. I had mentioned last time that the sock itself was working out really quickly on the 9-inch circs, despite the fact that I initially had trouble with 9-inch circs. The issue I had was doing the heel, because I found that quite challenging on the 9-inch circs. I also found when I got to the toe that I couldn't find any needles, and a lovely viewer, or maybe an Instagram follower, I'm not 100% sure now, pointed me in the direction of the no-sew Kitchener stitch. And I'll see if I can try and link it down below. It's a YouTube video. And you pretty much do exactly what you would do if you were sewing, but you do it with a knitting needle, which is fantastic if you don't have a needle in your project bag. So yeah, just have to sew in the ends, obviously. I can't remember if I mentioned, but this is Party Princess by the Cozy Knitter. I actually cast on the second one pretty much straight away, but then just didn't get a chance to knit. So I think I did up to where the blue stitch marker is in Singapore, and this is what I've done since I've gotten here earlier this week. So not very much, but it works up quite fast. So yeah, that kind of, I guess, leads me on to whips. What am I working on? One of the biggest projects, or the kind of projects that I've been spending the most time on, is a present for my sister-in-law. And I know she doesn't watch the podcast, so I can actually share this with you. Unfortunately, I'm in the middle of a row, so you're not going to be able to get a proper look at this. But this is a shawl by Helen Stewart of the Curious Handmade podcast. It's a crescent shawl. I'm going to try and insert a picture here. So you start off with a garter tab, and it's in garter stitch, and then you have some lace work, and then it kind of goes into striped, more garter stitch, and then some striping, and then some cabling. Can you see those cables? How awesome. So cabling, and then some more of the same kind of lace work, and then you bind off. I'm literally 5.5 rows from the end. I had hoped to finish this week, but the rows are 300 plus stitches, and it takes me a while when I do actually have knitting time. But I'm hoping that by next week it's going to be finished, because I want to actually get it blocked and post it back to Singapore. The idea had been to have it finished before I left Singapore, but if you've been following me on Instagram, you know that my son hasn't been very well with teething, and it's just not been the best time for kind of knitting recently. So I was actually quite impressed that I managed to get the entire shawl done in 2 weeks. bar finishing it, but hopefully very, very soon. Colorways. So the cream is just a bare skein from Hue Loco. It's probably a stock yarn. I can't remember because it wasn't actually. I think I bought it as a 3-pack, and I don't remember where the labels are. Each skein wasn't individually labelled. I'm assuming the pack that it came in was. And the peachy colourway with the kind of green and purple speckling is by the Fawn and the Fox. There we go. Fawn and the Fox yarns. It's in the Fawn base, which is a fingering weight 80% superwash merino, 10% natural unbleached cashmere, 10% nylon. You get 115 grams, 4 ounces, 250 meters, 380 yards. I love this colourway. Oh, I didn't say the name. It's Let's Stay Home. I love the colourway, and I had caked it up for something else and then realised it had cashmere in. And I didn't want to use it for whatever the project was at the time. I think it was socks. And so I kept it aside, and when I decided I wanted to make something for my sister-in-law, I just thought it would be the perfect skein. She loves peach, and this is absolutely stunning. I can't wait to block it and show you. Look at that. It's just beautiful. So I really, really love it, and it's pretty good colour representation. So yeah, that's kind of been what I've been working on most of the time. And then my kind of third item that I've started recently is another test knit for Libby Johnson called the Nix hat. I've actually only just started to work on the body, so this is kind of a twisted rib. I don't know if you'd call it a twisted rib if it's not even throughout. Anyway, it's the knits are the ribbing. The knits are knit through the back loop, and like I said, I've just started on the body, and I don't know if you can see there's a little bit of kind of lace. I would call it faux cables, but I don't know if you would actually call it faux cables. It's very pretty, and actually so far it's been very, very quick. It's a DK, it's for a DK yarn, and I am using some Curious Handmade Tonic yarn. This is the Pageant DK. Sorry, my son has been into so recurring story. I have issues with my winder, and this was wound a long time ago, and I didn't have a chance to kind of rewind it before I started the project, and my son loves yarn and has been into it, so it's kind of a mess from the winder and a mess because I have a curious child. I will try and find the colourway name and pop it on there, but it's this kind of denim-y blue, and I actually bought a sweater quantities worth of this yarn because I wanted to knit a DK sweater, but it's proving to be really, really great for kind of DK knits, like hats. So everyone is getting kind of hats in this colourway at the moment, and I'm probably going to have to get another sweater quantities worth of yarn when I actually decide on a pattern. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been knitting. Oh, I should say this is done on 4mm needles for the ribbing, and 4.5mm needles for the body. I'm using Knit Prosings in the fixed circular 16-inch. Yeah, and it's quite interesting. I don't know if this is too much of a teaser. Can you see what's going to happen? I have to say, I learnt the German twisted cast on for this, which is very similar to the long tail cast on, but not. So that was quite good. And I learnt a new stitch as well so far from working on the body. So it's been keeping me on my toes. It's working up quite quickly, but I'll hopefully have more on that next time round. That's pretty much what I've been working on recently, guys. I, a while back, kind of posted a picture of my mountain of whips. I have brought some of those with me in the hope that I might be able to work on them whilst I'm here. I'll probably show them to you guys on my next episode. March, hopefully, is going to be dedicated to Wow Asia. So I'm hoping to work mainly on kind of designs by Asian designers, and or working with Asian dyed or made yarn. But let's see how it pans out. I have ideas of what it is that I'm going to be working on, and I hope that I'm going to be able to shoot a little bit of a promo before March starts to kind of tell you what I'm doing. So that's pretty much it for this episode, you guys. I'm sorry it's a short one. I just wanted to say hi and let you know where I am and what's going to be happening. But more to follow. Take care and have fun knitting. Bye.